So you guys want to know how to edit like this? I'm gonna show you guys how to edit that fast on keyboard and mouse, Xbox and PlayStation, and of course on Nintendo Switch. With this secret setting, you will be able to make yourself float just like this. It's absolutely insane, and it's super easy to do. So let's go ahead and quickly show you guys these settings on keyboard and mouse. So over on keyboard and mouse, all you guys want to do is head into the little cogwheel setting right here. You then want to scroll down to the building option, and whenever it says auto confirm edits, make sure it is on edit. And then that's one of the simple settings that you'll be able to change the settings. And then for this, all you guys have to head on to is the building section right here. And then you can see the select building edit, which is right here. So usually if you're playing keyboard and mouse, your select building edit will probably most likely be your shoot button. Well, if you also make it to a button that is one like this, which is actually G, I have my building edit as F, and then I also have the select building edit, which is G, which means both the keys are right beside each other. So you guys can literally pick like any setting on your keyboard if you like, but I just prefer to have F and G as they're right beside each other. But wherever your building edit is on the keyboard, you can just change it to however you like. I will show you guys how we do it once we actually get inside of the game after these settings. But that is the simple setting of how you can edit so much faster on keyboard and mouse. But now I'm going to show you guys how to do it, and then you can master it. So now you guys can see exactly what I see from my camera angle. So here is my keyboard and mouse. So you guys know that I changed my settings to F and G. This basically means that my select building edit is F, as you can see on the screen when I press that. Then whenever I have select, which is usually my mouse button, which is right here, as you can see, it changes it. So whenever I have my select button as G, this means that I can actually just select it and G. And basically, I can have all of my edit settings on my keyboard like that. So to master this, all I have to do is press F and G, but I use 2 fingers, and this means I can press them at alternate times, and it allows me to edit super fast, basically allowing me to float myself. It is actually insane. So for you guys to master this technique, it is going to take a lot of practice by pressing the different buttons. I personally find it extra comfy whenever I use 2 fingers, because that means I will be able to use my mouse at the same time, if that makes sense. But you can also do it using 2 hands, so you can use 2 hands. I've seen people do it like that before. I will show you guys how I do mine once again. But as you can see, we just have our Fortnite, and then as you can see, I kind of press that alternate times, kind of going F first and then the J, but doing it exactly at the same time, going absolutely rapid fire just like this, and it's actually working myself, and I'll probably be able to make this floor go completely invisible. So I'm going to keep on going here, and I'm going to make this floor go completely invisible, and you guys are going to go crazy. We ready? So 3, 2, 1, and boom. As you guys can see, we just made that floor go completely invisible by doing this insane secret setting, because yeah, that just shows how fast the edits are with this simple setting of a change. Now, don't get me wrong, this is going to take a lot of practice to get used to, because as you can see here on my left hand, I'm not as good as it. I can kind of make myself float, but it's still slightly harder, and I've just practiced more on my right hand. But I do recommend for you guys to spend a little more time practicing, because it is going to take a little while. Once you practice this enough, you're going to beat the fastest editor in your friend group. So let me know if it works for you. But now we've done it on keyboard and mouse, let's head over to controller. Okay, so now that I've taught you guys how to do it in keyboard and mouse, I'm going to show you how to do it on controller. Now, me personally, I am an Xbox type of person, so I have an Xbox controller. But this will work on PlayStation and Xbox. After this, I'll show you guys Nintendo Switch. Alright, so for the Xbox controller settings, all you guys want to head up to is obviously regular settings. For this, all you want to head over to is the controller options, which is right over here. One little thing that I like to do is have the edit hold time at the lowest it can possibly be. So I'm pretty sure like the regular one is at the green line. So I like to have it fully down because it just makes the edits that little bit faster. So definitely bring the edit hold time completely down. And having the exact same settings over in keyboard and mouse, go over to the cogwheel and scroll down to building, and make sure you have your auto confirm edits on edits. That means whenever you release your button, it will basically edit it for you, so you aren't actually having to confirm it. So now we just head over to the controller settings, and for the controller settings, you guys can do it on Xbox One or PlayStation 4. I will go through both of these to basically make it easier for you guys to see. But on controller, it is going to be a little bit harder to actually play like this, because you are changing different binds which are on like your main buttons. So I do recommend only really using this for creative, because in games it is like kind of impossible to use it, but you'll still be able to show off to all of your friends in creative. This is how insane it is. So for on Xbox, I'm going to change my A button and my B button to edit and then select. So it's basically doing the same thing as keyboard and mouse, but you're just using your controller buttons. So I'm actually going to change my jump button, but you guys can change any of these if you want. So once you change one of your buttons on your combat controls to edit, all you have to do is head over to your edit controls. And as you can see, I have my B as confirm at the moment, but I'm actually going to go ahead and put it to select. And then that is literally the only settings which you need to change in your controller to basically be an edit god. So now I'll show you what it is like on PlayStation 4. So on PlayStation 4, all you gotta do is change your X to edit, and then you went over to edit controls and then make your circle as select. That is exactly the same on Xbox. So now once you've changed your settings, you can actually just edit super fast just like this. So I like to set my controller right on the bottom, and then as you can see, we can literally edit super fast just like keyboard and mouse, and we're literally keeping it on one this entire time. So literally just keep on going, and we're going to be able to make this floor go completely invisible. And boom, just like that, as you can see, we literally just made this whole floor go completely invisible by editing super fast on controller. Like, it's actually that simple to edit that fast. It is insane. So now I'm going to show you guys how to do it on controller. So if you guys did try this out in keyboard and mouse already, you will probably be able to tell that it is pretty similar. So as you remember, my keyboard was F and G, but now I have changed it on my controller as A and B. So all you guys gotta do is basically press these two buttons at alternative times, and you'll be able to edit super fast. Obviously, change it to your liking. Like, you guys can have it as X and Y. You can have it as Y and A. You can have it as B or X. Literally exactly the same on PlayStation as well. So all you guys gotta do to edit is literally kind of press them at the exact same time. Will slightly different, and it will actually work. So as you can see, I'm literally just pressing my A and B. We're editing super fast. This is how insane it is. Now, obviously in controller, it is going to be pretty hard to do because there are the two buttons and you hold your controller like this. So you still can't edit like that, but you just have to be very fast, and my thumbs aren't that fast. So to be fair, I do definitely think that it is a lot harder to edit that fast on controller rather than keyboard and mouse. Controller definitely needs a lot more practice, especially for me. But honestly, if you guys head into creative for maybe even like 10 minutes a day and try this out, you guys will be able to float all of your friends, float yourself, and just show off to everybody in those creative lobbies. But obviously, you guys can play around with the settings to make sure that they actually work for you, and you could probably even tweak them so they actually work in an actual game, because you wouldn't want to be running around with no jumping in a real game. So that is how you guys use the secret setting on controller. Now, controller is definitely a lot harder than keyboard and mouse. Let me know what one you guys find easier. But now we're going to head over to Nintendo Switch to show you guys how to edit fast on Nintendo Switch. Now, whenever I've played on Nintendo Switch, I have found it so hard to edit fast because the controllers are so small. But with this setting, you'll be able to edit like an absolute beast on Nintendo Switch. So let me know if this works for you. So as you guys know, Nintendo Switch controllers are kind of like Xbox controllers in a way, because they do have all of the different letters up here. So with this controller, this is probably the button that you use to edit your builds. So all you want to do is change the settings on this side of your controller. So for Nintendo Switch, all you guys want to do is change your bottom button, which is B, which is also A on here. So make sure your B is edit. You then want to head over to the edit controls and make sure that your A is then your select binds. And then that basically means that it was exactly the same as controller ones, and you can press them at alternate times. Now, Nintendo Switch, I think, is going to be so much harder. With all of you guys who play on Nintendo Switch, it is definitely going to be a lot harder for you guys on controller, because obviously this is so much smaller than actual controllers. But all you guys got to do is basically get the exact same practice as you would if you were on controller. So all you got to do is spam B and A just like this. Just spam it all the times, and you'll be able to edit just like you are on controller, just like this. As you can see, it is super fast. But obviously, you just need to practice on controller on Nintendo Switch, and this will take absolutely ages. I feel bad for you guys because these ones are so small. But let me know down in the comments down below if any of you guys were able to make yourself float just like this. Let me know if you guys could edit fast with the help of my secret setting, because this setting is just so OP. Like, this right here is just me showing off, and this is just so simple. I'm literally just pressing two buttons on my keyboard, and I'm able to edit just like I have macros or something. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Let me know if you can edit fast. Bye!